distinguished speakers on this dais and the delegates present here. I, Hamshini Ramya, take great pride in welcoming you all to the seminar on the Tamilnadu investment opportunities in IT and ITES sector as a part of the Tamilnadu Global Investors Meet 2015. I take great pride in introducing all the speakers today. First, I'd like to introduce Thiru T.K. Ramachandran, IAS, Principal Secretary to Government, Information Technology Department, and Chairman, LCOD, Government of Tamil Nadu. Next, Dr. Sanjay Tyagi, Director of Software Technology Parks of India, Department of Electronics and Communication, Information Technology, MCIT, Government of India. Mr. R. Chandrasekharan, Chairman, NASCOM, and Executive Vice Chairman, Cognizant Technology Solutions India Private Limited. Mr. Ravi Vishwanathan, President, Growth Markets and Head, Chennai Operations, Tata Consultancy Services Limited. Mr. S. Prem Kumar, Executive Vice Chairman and Managing Director, HCL Infosystems Limited. Mr. Arun Jain, Chairman, Polaris Financial Technologies Limited. Mr. Rajiv Srivastava, Managing Director, Hewlett Packard Incorporated India. Mr. P.R. Venkatrama Raja, Chairman and Managing Director, Ramco Systems Limited. Mr. Neeraj Gill, General Manager, Public Sector, Microsoft Corporation India Private Limited.
So, good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. Very glad that we have a very eminent panel of speakers here from some of the top software companies, ITES companies, not just in India or in Tamil Nadu, but in the world. So let's give them a big welcoming hand. I think we can do better than that. Yeah. So I am required to state what we are proposing to do in these next couple of hours. Of course, we are starting about 15 minutes late. So I'll have to cut about a couple of minutes from each of the speakers' allotted time. But since we have about 7-8 of us, I don't intend taking much time, except to say that the ITES sector is very important in the Indian context. Tamil Nadu alone exports about $12 billion of software. It's an ever-growing market. There are huge business opportunities. Each of the panelists here heads a company which is into software for the past several decades. We have very, very eminent speakers and very, very great personalities in the software world. Each of them is a great, well-known personality in his own field. So without much ado, I'll request the first speaker to give us an overview. Mr. R. Chandrasekharan, who's chairman of NASCOM, is very well suited to give us an overview of the software industry in the world, and within that in the Indian context, and within that in the Tamil Nadu context, and what the future has in store for us. And as we proceed, I will be introducing what each speaker will be speaking about. Mr. Chandrasekharan.
Secretary IT, Government of Tamil Nadu, Mr. Ramachandran, my colleagues and distinguished speakers on the dais, ladies and gentlemen from the industry, a very good morning to all of you. I'm very happy to be here this morning, the second day of Tamil Nadu Global Investor Meet. I was telling some of my friends, I think this event is a much needed one for the state. There is so much happening in all the key industry sectors in the state, but not very much is being talked about. There's more happening, but less written about or talked about. So I hope this event really showcases what has been achieved, particularly in the ITES sector, and what is in store that all of us can look forward to. And I'm sure my colleagues on the panel will have a lot more in-depth knowledge, expertise, and key aspects that can really help catapult this industry to the next stage in this particular state. Now, as you all know, India is the destination around the globe when it comes to technology and technology related services. At least a few years ago, people used to debate whether other countries can replicate what India was able to do. But that doubt, that fear is gradually going away. That doesn't mean that we have to be complacent. We have a lot more to do. We have a lot more to differentiate ourselves, and the opportunities are there. But today, clearly, India is the destination. All along, India was looked at as a center, as a destination where customers around the globe can look forward to the talent, the availability in the country at lower cost. So cost was the primary driver that customers around the globe look towards India. But that is gradually changing. India is becoming more a destination for innovation, a destination for higher value-added services, a destination for developing intellectual property and more lead the services leveraging platforms rather than just offering human resources. That is the transformation that we are going through right now as an industry, which really augurs well. Globally, customers are looking for a lot more thought leadership than just the cost advantage or the labor arbitrage. I think as a nation, we are very well positioned to tap that opportunity of the innovation potential that this country has to offer and the world needs, and really take this industry to the next level. Why I am saying this is the IT and ITES sector continues to be the sunrise industry for the Indian economy. It's almost contributing to 9% of Indian GDP, continues to grow at a very healthy pace. Last year, FY 13-14, we grew as an industry by about 13%, almost clocking $150 billion. That of course includes a small percentage of e-commerce business as well. But NASSCOM has projected that this industry will continue to grow in strength, and the growth projections for the financial year 15-16 is anywhere between 11 to 14%, which is still much higher than any other industry sector that you can think of. Not only that, the employment opportunity this industry creates is phenomenal and unparalleled. The industry is currently employing almost 3.5 million people around the country. And each IT job, there's a correlation that it creates another 3 to 4 ancillary jobs. So together, the industry is already generating 10 plus million jobs around the country, which is a significant economic driver for the whole nation. And what we are seeing recently really augurs well as we look ahead of what is in store for this industry. While the traditional services, which is more taking care of customers' existing applications and typical outsourcing, as we call it in the industry, will continue to grow at a healthy pace. But where we are going to see significant jump in terms of growth is going to be in the innovation space. Already we see a high growth in the startup ecosystem. If I go to any of these colleges, I can see the enthusiasm amongst the youth in the country to do something on their own. They're all raring to go. They want to prove something very early in their life stage. They are willing to take that risk. So you can see the urge amongst the youth of the country to do something innovative rather than just follow what has already been proven already. So that is very good for driving innovative spirit in the industry. The second, which is very, very prominent, is the digital transformation that we are witnessing around the globe. I have been in the industry for the last 30 plus years. I feel very old when I say that. But never have I seen the impact of technology that is making waves in terms of transforming the businesses. That's a very big opportunity, and it all has to be done in a very short period of time. So the digital transformation is a reality that we are all witnessing right now, and that is actually opening up a lot of opportunities for the technology sector in India. And I'm sure the speakers later on will elaborate more about what those opportunities are. So on the one hand, there is a enthusiasm and enterprise amongst the youth of the country to be innovative, and on the other hand, there is a need for this innovation, which really comes together very well for the industry today. And that's what we need to tap and look forward and grow this industry to the next level. And in order to support this startup ecosystem, we also see the venture capitalists, the angel network, the private equity players, they're all coming in a big way to fund many of these startups. NASSCOM, as many of you may be aware, started this 10,000 startup initiative 2 years ago, and we are already seeing close to about 5,000 startups around the country. And in Tamil Nadu alone, we are seeing 10% of those startups coming from this ecosystem in this very state. So overall, as in India, as Tamil Nadu, we are well positioned to grow to the next level as an industry, and a lot to look forward to. Now, coming to, in terms of some numbers for you, the industry is projected from $150 billion now to about $300 billion, just doubling in less than 5 years by 2020, of which 2/3 of the incremental revenue is expected to come from new lines of business, whether it is new geography or product-based revenue, or more as a IP leveraged services revenue. So lot of new things that we need to look forward to, a lot of new things that we need to invest and tap the potential that the global markets offers to us. So there's a lot of sense of optimism in the industry, and I'm sure if we have the right focus and right innovation, we can conquer the world. Now coming to that, that's about the industry level summary of what India has to offer. Coming to this state level, it pains me to, when I travel around the country or around the globe, whenever people talk about only Bangalore, when you talk about technology. But there's so much happening in this state. Again, just to give you some numbers and statistics, Tamil Nadu ranks number 2 in terms of IT employment generation, next to Karnataka. But this fact is not written about, not many people talk about it. 4 of the top 5 services companies, including Cognizant, TCS, HCL, and Infosys, have their largest development center in Tamil Nadu. Again, much less talked about fact. What is really talked about is the talent availability in this state. Now we have close to about 700 engineering colleges graduating thousands of IT literates who are employed around the country. So in terms of talent generation, this state ranks number 1. So that's a big opportunity for companies to invest and grow local enterprises. This state offers enormous talent. And also, the key industry segments, whether it is automobile or healthcare, offers unique advantage. We can potentially bring the domain as well as the technology skill and create unique enterprises that can really scale significantly the opportunities that these 2 sectors offer. There are many other sectors that I'll talk about later. This state has a phenomenal infrastructure when it comes to educational infrastructure, physical infrastructure, and whatever we need to run our enterprises successfully. This state is probably amongst the best in the country. Also, just to give you an example, I've been part of Cognizant since inception in 1994. We started as a 50 to 60 member company in 1994. Today, globally, we are about 220,000 plus people. of which about 70,000 people are in this state between Chennai and Coimbatore. So I can proudly say that we are what we are today. It's mainly because of what the state had to offer for our growth in all these 21 years. Our first year revenue was around 1.7 million, and today we have guided to $12+ billion. And that puts us as the second, next only to TCS, as far as the employment and revenue generation for the industry goes. So I can proudly say that Cognizant is a Chennai-born global multinational, and we are a clear testimony of what this state has to offer for companies in this particular sector. But looking into the future, I don't think the way we can grow this industry in this particular state is not replicate what others have done. I think every state has their own unique advantage. Some have proven in certain areas, but I think we have a lot of strengths intrinsically in this state, and that's what we need to further specialize and differentiate ourselves and create newer market for ourselves, our capabilities. 3 or 4 areas I would like to point out in this opening remark. One is the automotive sector. This state accounts for almost 35% of automobile as well as automobile parts manufactured in the country. As some of you may know that today in every automobile, almost 35 to 40% of the cost of the automobile goes towards electronics and software that makes the car more efficient, safer, and more comfortable, right? So this unique opportunity of specialization in the auto industry plus specialization in technology creates unique set of opportunities for us to create innovative products that can go into the automobile. I know many of the auto majors around the globe have set up research centers in the state. So can we look at the key capability that we have built in automobile sector, plus the technology capability that we have through vast amount of talent that the state generates, create a unique opportunity that can really help us take this industry to the next level. It will help not only the auto industry, but it will also help the technology industry. And it will offer a very unique position for the state globally. And similarly, in the healthcare, yesterday in the inaugural session, you saw that this state ranks number 1 when it comes to healthcare. Nationally, healthcare is the most important area. I think there's a lot that needs to be done to improve the care that is being offered in every primary healthcare center in the nation. The conditions of primary healthcare center leaves far to be desired. But today we have the technology to improve the capabilities and the medical care that is being offered to in the primary care centers around the country. Again, we have deep healthcare expertise, and today technology is there, and combining these two, we can do wonders in terms of improving healthcare, not only for our citizens in the country, but increasingly promote Chennai and Tamilnadu as the healthcare destination for patients around the globe and promote healthcare tourism. We are talking about connected healthcare, remote healthcare management using telemedicine, technology, medical protocols, and doctors remotely can monitor patients, wearable devices. There's so much of technology that's available there. Can we all put it together to bring some unique capabilities in the area of healthcare? And third is the education. As I mentioned, this state has about 700 universities. These are what we call as the brick and mortar institutions. But can we leapfrog into the online education world as well? Because if we continue in the trend that we are going to be left with a shortage of over 1,000 universities in the country. I'll give you some statistics on education. Just continuing in the current mode, we are going to be left with a shortfall of 1,000 universities and 45,000 colleges in the next 10 years. Can we afford to do that? So can this state take the lead in terms of promoting online education? We have the capability, we have the content, we have the technology. Can we take Can we be the pioneer in promoting online education? If we do that successfully, we not only improve the opportunities that the state has to offer, but it also really helps nationally to bring down the skill gap that this industry anticipates to meet the full demand that we expect for this industry. So education is another area of investment that we can focus on. And last but not the least, we all know that Chennai and Tamil Nadu is known for the film industry. There's so much of, and some of the films made in local languages, even people compare it to be the best when it comes to the technology and technical capability. And so again, there is a lot of opportunity for us to play a role. Yeah. There's an important role that as a technology industry that we can play and take it to a global stage, leveraging the local capability and talent that we have. So in summary, what I'm saying is technology, we have deep capability, skills, we have key industry specialization. We can marry these two and create unique opportunity for offering superior solutions to customers around the globe. That way we can promote the IT sector in this particular state. So this state is very uniquely positioned to be innovative in the way we want to grow this industry over the next 5 to 10 years. Thank you for this opportunity. I look forward to the interaction later.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chandrasekharan, for an excellent overview of the ITES sector. I will now request Mr. Ravi Vishwanathan from the TCS to give us his perspective on the future, on the ecosystems that might be needed in the future to cater to the ever-increasing global IT market.
Honorable Minister, Mr. T.K. Ramchandran, dignitaries in the dais, friends, very good morning to all of you. So it gives me great pleasure to talk to you, representing TCS, and of course, like Chandra said, TCS has tremendous strengths in Tamil Nadu, and over 20% of TCS's global strength comes from Tamil Nadu. So it is just, apt that this event takes place because it showcases the power of Tamil Nadu, and IT definitely is right in the middle of all that's happening in Tamil Nadu. So I thought I will briefly talk to you about a little bit continuum of what Chandra spoke about. We started as an industry. I remember when I joined TCS almost 30 years ago, but Chandra, I feel very young because all the technologies that make me feel so young and vibrant. But when we started here, I think we were about 200 people in Tamil Nadu. And we set a very ambitious goal of expanding fivefold when we built our first campus in Sholingnallur. So we set up a campus which has a strength of about 2,000, and we all were pretty happy with the new home that we were going to get in Sholingnallur. By the time we built our facility in Sholingnallur and occupied it, we were already 7,000 strong, and therefore we were outgrown Sholingnallur. And then we expanded pretty rapidly, growing to almost about 40,000 employees by 2010. Around 2003 is when we said we need to build a big home which will house all of TCS, and we built a campus which can seat about 30,000 people. When we first moved in there in 2007, which is in Siruseri, TCS was bigger than 30,000. So point I'm trying to say is, if TCS builds a campus for 50,000 next, trust me, there's going to be demand for 100,000. And that's really what the industry is and is growing. And it is very integral, as we see the overall global economy and the spend. I think Chandra alluded to the fact that today India is not about a question. It's about, we do it in India and elsewhere also. And if you're doing it in India, then Chennai has to be significantly in the plans. So when we started growing, there were doubters, as there are now too. In 99, people said, oh, this is a bubble. Once the Y2K goes, this industry will not have that big a future. And the industry responded with a growth rate of probably close to 100%. And then the dot-com happened, and there were a lot of opportunities, and people said all the legacy applications will go away, now it's all going to be the dot-com business, and I don't think the dot-com business lends itself very well for the India kind of solutioning. And the Indian IT industry grew, again, much, much faster than anybody anticipated, as companies grew from $1 billion to 2 to 4 to 8 and so on. And then came the world of ERPs, and then again the same theorem. And now it is about digital and the disruption it's going to cause, and why this model will not probably hold. And the answer every time is, this is an industry which adapts itself tremendously well. This is an industry which has got a lot of young people joining every year, and they bring in a tremendous amount of knowledge, both in technology and in the way the technology is going to progress. So TCS, for example, has announced that we will have 100,000 people who would be digitally trained, which means they will be extremely well versed with the digital technologies that are going to disrupt the ecosystem. And by digital, we mean social, mobile, analytics, cloud, and so on, right? And robotics. And that's the new opportunity, new wave of opportunity. We think that every enterprise in the world will migrate sooner or later, if they have not already started that journey, into a new digital world. And that's going to create tremendous amount of opportunity. But the opportunities are going to be very different. They are not going to be similar to what was there in 80 or 90 or 2000 or 2010. It will be different, and we will adapt ourselves to make us leaders in that count. But there's one significant difference today in the digital technology compared to all the other existing technologies. In all the other existing technologies, the India companies had to play catch up, which means that the other companies were ahead of us and we had to catch up before we overtook them. In digital, we are at the starting line. We are right lined up, and I think we have tremendous momentum for us to take us on a much differential growth rate than most others would possibly get. When I studied engineering, if somebody told me that 20 years later you will study biology in an engineering class, I would have laughed at that guy, right? Who would teach biology in an engineering school is what I would have asked. Today there are more number of people wanting to be biotech engineers, bioinformatic engineers, genetic engineers. My own daughter, who's in 11th grade, says that that's what she wants to be. She wants to be a genetic engineer. And I have no clue what it is. But all I know is that that's the future. There is tremendous amount of investment happening around the globe, and India is going to lead that pack too. There is tremendous amount of investment going on analytics, and that's again going to be something which is going to attract tremendous amount of talent from within India who are going to focus on that. See, when the internet first happened, the internet was a place, or the first, I would call the internet version 1 was really about connecting all the information that was available. So if you needed information, you went to the internet. Internet version 2 was connecting people. So if I wanted to talk to somebody, if I wanted more data about somebody, I created a network of people, and from network of information, you put a layer on top which said there is a network of people, which was all the social internet that we speak about. The next wave is really about the internet of everything. So it's just not information, it's just not connecting people, it's connecting everything in this world. Machines, maybe the car, the air conditioner, the stoves, the trees, you can name it. As long as I can put a sensor out there and start looking at the data differently, then I would be able to manage whatever I want from the sensor data that comes through. And there's going to be a huge explosion in the number of sensors that are going to be deployed. I think Chandra spoke about the fact that cars today are far more smarter, and 35% or 40%, or sometimes, if you take a Tesla, I would think that number is probably 70 or 80% of the car is software driven, sensor driven. It takes data from all over the place and then figures out how to manage it. Google is talking about driverless cars, and that's a reality. And the whole industry will now start asking questions. So if Google's driverless cars come, are we going to say therefore that nobody needs car insurance because they will not have an accident ever? And does that mean there won't be any health insurance, especially if you're driving a car? The answer is no. I think that's really what the technology is driving us towards, and there will be more solutions coming forth. So the world is moving towards a world of digital, world of data. And you can imagine from a internet of information to internet of people, where you connected the 7 or 8 billion people, and then now it's internet of things. So just look at the number of transactions you're going to have